Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gallifrey Major and this is a review of the British Premium Tier 7 Battleship HMS Monarch, available for 750,000 global XP in the store at the moment. Now this is a Tier 6 and 7 game of Capture the Base on Haven. Looking at the other team, the Shasho could be dangerous with Japanese torpedoes and torpedo reloader. And then the Turbits and the Iowa, because they're also tier 7s. So I just got to watch myself really. And being I was detected before anything else was in range definitely implies that people are getting close. There we go, what we got? We've got the Shasho and the York. So we're just going to have to start getting ourselves into a sensible position now. He's going to start turning away. Oh no, an Iowa. This is exactly what I didn't want. Right, let's get that spotter aircraft up, just in case there's any torpedoes in the water, and start trying to get a decent angle to break away from the broadside Iowa, which is definitely of interest. I've got to keep turning and hope that I don't get hit too hard. Oh, okay. Well, this is an awkward start. The rest of the team seems to have abandoned this flank and pushed back into the base. I still don't get that tactic. Anyway. So, this is HMS Monarch, and I'm going to be directly comparing her to the Vanguard, because if you're looking for a Tier 7 premium battleship, you're going to be comparing her to the tech tree really. Now, compared to the Vanguard, you have less HP and a smaller potential HP pool. However, you do have thicker citadel armour. You've got about 100mm more on your armoured bout. But you do have a lesser torpedo bulge, which is a bit of a downside really. So you don't want to be taking broadside torpedoes, but then really you don't ever want to be taking broadside torpedoes because they do counter citadel damage and therefore you can't repair them off. Artillery wise, we got the same 15-inch guns, and they feel to be just as accurate or inaccurate, depending on how you've buffed the ship really. Now, you do get one more gun, but you have one less turret. So you've got 3 triple gun turrets rather than 4 dual gun turrets. So you've got 9 guns, whereas Vanguard has 8 guns. Now, you have a slightly less range than the Vanguard, and you do have a slower turret traverse speed. Damage-wise for the guns, you seem to have a higher HE damage, but then you also have a lower chance of causing fires, and also lower AP damage, which is quite strange really. Maybe the lower AP damage reflects possibly potentially slightly more penetration factor due to there being more armour on the charge, or whether it's something else, I'm not quite sure. Maneuverability wise, you are slower than the Vanguard. You also have a slower rotor shift speed, but you do have a smaller turning circle, so you are slightly, I guess, you can turn more than the Vanguard can. Concealment wise, you have exactly the same concealment range. So when you look at the overview of the ship, you'll see that she's a paper design of what the KG5 could have been. This basically means that she was drawn but never actually built. Now the weird thing about this is that also in that overview you'll see that her highlights are that she's hidden and nimble aim. Hidden means that she has the better concealment for her tier or something like that, but compared to the Vanguard you have exactly the same concealment, so how that is better I'm not quite sure. The other one is your nimble aim. You have quick turrets making you good for close engagements, yet your turret traverse speed is slower than Vanguard. So I'm not really quite sure where they're going with those boasts. It seems like they're clutching at straws and trying to make it up a little bit there. I'm going to take some torpedoes. I'm just going to start the repair now, just because I'm going to expect a lot of damage. There's the Shasho, which is always a concern. Now I'll just get some AP out, just because our AP is British AP, so the chance of it overpenning isn't good. I kind of need our team to actually leave the base. It would be nice if, rather than defending the base so persistently, that we actually spread it out and defended it more defense in depth rather than defense at point, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Now, the Monarch's repair party is quite a good repair party, but you do only get 2 of them. These heal 1078 health per second for 17 seconds, which means out of a single repair party you can get a potential of 18,300 per repair. We also do come with spotter aircraft. These last for 90 seconds and take 178 seconds to come back. Now you get 4 of them. Now I've got Bruce Fraser as my commander, just because I've gone for quite an AP build. He's also my commander in the Vanguard. So what I have Bruce Fraser, and then inspired by Jaujard and Cunningham, so I end up with quite an accurate AP ship. The reason being is because British AP just has quite a small or quite a low penetration multiplier, so it doesn't punch through armour as well as some of the other nations. So I find that just having those additional AP penetration multipliers at tier 7 is useful, just because you have got 15-inch guns, and quite a lot of the other nations' battleships are 16-inch gun ships, and therefore are designed to actually resist the 16-inch shell better. And when you're throwing 15-inch shells at them, it means that they've got slightly better armour, really, unfortunately. Now, this game has progressed. It looks like 3 of our battleships are now making a push over to try and go for the 2 battleships which are pushing in, which leaves me slugging it off over here with an Iowa and the Colorado. Now the Iowa, oh, this is the end. Okay, we're going to try the same trick again. So we're going to start the heel with the hope that if we take, oh no, well, we just wasted the heel. Sometimes it's worth like popping the heel off just before a torpedo impact, because especially against Japanese torpedoes, which do churn out so much damage per hit, you can kind of mitigate, maybe survive a bit longer, really. Let's get these out. At the moment we're in a bit of a tail chase. I've got the HMS keeping tabs on me. The enemy's focusing on New Orleans, and there she goes. So I'm in quite a sticky situation here, really. And I hope that maybe our battleships sailing the other way can deal with the only battleship left on that flank and come back, but I think we've lost too many of our support ships in order to bring this back. Now the fire chance on the Monarch is lower than the Vanguard, but you do seem to be able to get a consistent couple of fires out with your HE. And the reason why we're using HE is because that I was keeping only his front in. Now I know he can't get his rear turret out, so if I can keep dodging in and out, I should be alright. I'm going to keep going in a straight line, because those torpedoes should run out a puff or he'll pass behind me. There we go. But I can always remember that the Jaujard does have torpedo reload booster, which means that she can chuck a lot of torpedoes down range. At the moment, because I keep showing a bit of like a slight angled broadside, the Iowa keeps throwing AP down range, so I'm able to almost like turn in quick enough to dodge that, and then I can turn back out. And then the Colorado's firing AP as well. Colorado has got 16-inch guns, but again he's battle tanking me too. So I think my main target I'm going to focus is on the Colorado. Ship mod wise, I've gone for aiming systems, just mostly for that reduced dispersion of the main battery. Monarch needs it. If you don't go for anything that buffs or improves your accuracy of your main guns, they can be absolutely god awful. The second mod I've gone for is steering mods, or steering gears I should say. That's just improved the rudder, just so I can do this kind of playstyle where I fishtail in and out. It means that I can kind of bring guns to bear, and then I can take them up, and then I can angle myself against the incoming fire. At the moment I'm basically just getting chased off, and I can't really turn back in. But you can see that I can kind of predict the shots coming in, and I can get the angle, And that means that I've got a better chance of bouncing the shells off my belt armour. For the third one, you have to take target acquisition. This basically means that you will be able to detect enemy ships at 3 kilometers range guaranteed rather than 2. So if you have to push a smoke screen, I did advise it, but if you have to, you can do it. Let's swap to AP and see if I can punish that York in a second. The reload's quite quick at 22 seconds. Fourth mod wise, I've gone for the main battery mod. What this does is it improves your rate of fire, gives you a slightly higher DPM really, which is quite nice. Hence I've been able to get the reload speed down to about 22 seconds. Now I'm entering a very fishy territory because we have a lot of fish in the water. However, let's see if we can punish the Jervis for showing himself, if our Iowa doesn't do it already. Just got to make sure I flick the rudder back. Yeah, let's flick it back now. Oh no. Oh no, there goes the Iowa. Well, this is just basically going to be us ending up in a horrible demise eventually. Just keep switching out those guns. Yeah. With these kind of games, I'd usually recommend that you try and hold your left and your right flank, and then that way you can kind of control the map a bit better. If you spawn in the centre, try and see what flank you can help with. So say you see a flank there's no destroyer on your destroyer, maybe move out to that flank. I'm not a big fan of this retreat to the base and then make a move from there. The problem is because now you're in the centre, if the enemies push the 2 flanks, you're now in the middle of that crossfire, which then means that you're pretty much fair game. Let's see if I can get some guns on this Jervis before he pops behind the cliff. So what I did in that game was I pushed out to my flank. Problem was I kind of got isolated as I was only there with one other ship, I believe. And the centre, well, it seems like our centre force and our right force clustered up in the middle. Oh hello, Jaujard. Right, let's go balls to the wall. I've got no more repair parties, but I'm not going to put that fire out because if I put the fire out, I suspect there's torpedoes in the water. Ooh, Jervis did good. The Jaujard's disappeared. There we go. So, although a bit of an awkward game, I think it did allow us to showcase quite a few of the things that the Monarch can do. 88,000 damage, it's not great. Definitely done more on her. But 5 fires though, that kind of shows that the HE is quite effective. Team results, top of the team. I did what I could, I guess. Economy would have made a profit, even without the premium, which is quite nice, so definitely made a pretty penny at the end of that. As always, the commander build and the ship mods is all down in the description. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. I'm the Gallifrey Major, and back to the port.